Yo, what's up? Welcome. Yo, Nico, what's up? Welcome. Today we are looking at the PM session. Is it still low volume? You should be able to hear the music, I think. I'm not addicted, no. How come? I mean addicted to charts, yeah. But other than that, no. This green box. Yo, Jason, what's up? So we are looking here at the NQ, the daily busy here with the volume imbalance. And I'm watching how far can it go in here. My only interest for this PM session are the buy-side liquidity pools, especially the one from the lunch hour. I do not want to short it here anymore, so we're kind of chilling, and we're looking at this buy-side liquidity pool. This is what I like. So this green box in here, the daily busy, and this gray box in here is the volume imbalance inside that busy. So we're kind of waiting for the macro, for the 150 macro in here, and see if it can reach one more time lower into this volume balance. Because we had this huge range in here already, I'm only looking at the buy side here from the lunch hour, not the buy sides from the AM session or pre-market session. That would be too far away for now. And just left the sell side down here. The main focus for this PM session at the buy side. Okay, we're waiting here for more narrative. And we kind of had a clunky AM session here, or the beginning of the AM session. It then did trade lower into the size liquidity pool. I had no engagement in there. And then this was pretty nice in here. So it had the engineered size liquidity in here, reclaimed CB, traded below this inversion for value gap, and came down here inside the macro. On the daily chart, let me see. In third candle and gradient. What do you mean by that? Exactly. I like this busy here with the volume balance. Yo, what's good, mate? What's up? No, I did not take some shorts in here. I did not. If you mean today. (25 November). Let me see. But this wick in here. This one. I mean, we do not have a volume imbalance in between that. So I'm more focusing on this down here. Oh yeah, of course, I can see by the profile picture you have. I know you. Yeah, I finally stream. Getting into it. Okay, you mean this volume imbalance on the set? Yeah. I usually like to. I know that ICT looks at the set settlement as well. Same for the one up here. But for this one here, I like this busy with the volume balance, mainly the volume imbalance. So that is what I'm mainly looking at. It's also basically a new week opening gap, basically, right? So you have this Friday close to the Monday opening. Yeah, I do trade props. But I like live accounts more, and I will do a live account challenge on YouTube as well. Once we are trading outside of this huge range. So from this high to this low here, we're still inside this, going sideways. So basically the opportunity or the window opportunity we have is from 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. in here. If we just keep grinding lower into this volume imbalance, then I would more likely to see something in the MOC macro or last hour macro, and then probably something around this area than here if we have engineered highs or something. But for now, I'm looking at the buy side here, and if it's not going to present something, that's fine. You mean about the drawing templates? You mean about like the key levels, new week opening gap, new day opening gap, and something like that? I do have a video about that already. The video about key levels. I'm not like the recent videos where the basically the video went like horizontal or something. I didn't make that. Someone else. I'm not good at like video editing, to be honest. Oh yeah, all the settings, colors and everything. Yeah, I can do a video about that. We're also working on something because some people, I saw some people said that they want something like this. We have, for example, this one, where I'm working with the key levels, no week opening gap, all the quadrants, 8s, new day opening gap, everything like that. We're probably launching that in on the weekend. You can see basically on the 5, doesn't really matter on what time frame. If you wait 3 seconds, you see the opening range gap is here, highlighted, the first presentation, the new week opening gaps, everything, right? And you can adjust everything in here. Also show the text and everything. Adjust the lines, the style, first presentation, color. But it's, the settings are like the default settings are like I use it mainly. New week opening gaps in black, new day opening gaps in purple, first presentation in purple. And you can even show the current week or like every new opening range gap we have this current week or only the day we are currently on. Also on the 1 hour, if you, I'm gonna load the, it looks like a lot, but you have always the ability to show new day opening gaps, toggle it off, or the quadrants and 8s. Opening range gap and fair value gap, put it away. You can show new week opening gaps, the last 5 or even 7, then you have more than that, right? But more on this one, I'm going to release it on the weekend. Yesterday we had a really small first presentation up here. In here, this really small one in here. I considered it as a first presentation. You can use this one here as well, but that's already overlapping with the with an old one. And you can see you can toggle on and off the quadrants and 8s in here and adjust them as you like. So you don't have to draw everything manually. I like to draw everything manually, but when it comes to 8s or quadrants, it's too much to draw it by hand. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But if you already have a first presentation on that level, then it's like you can decide basically what you want to use. Yeah, I like the 8s too, and currently studying that on lower time frames like 5 seconds and 1 second. It's kind of interesting. I mean, even today, in this today's first presentation, this one here touched the first presentation low, for example. But this in here, if you study this on a smaller time frame, you see how the 8s are going to show like how price is going to respect on these levels on the 5 and 1 second. You're welcome. This green rectangle is the daily busy coupled with the volume imbalance. So you have a busy and the volume imbalance inside. That is this one here. We're also working on another one, the ICT Essentials. In there you have the midnight opening price, midnight opening range, also the quadrants, the Asia box, previous day high and lows. Gonna add more to that as well. No trades yet. I'm waiting for the macro, the 150 macro. I'm not expecting a lot in today's PM session. The only thing I'm like preparing for is we trade into the sell side, maybe into this volume imbalance, and then see some rejection there to go towards the last hour into buy side liquidities. My background, it's this one, not the completely white because for me it's way too bright. So I'm using this one here, just above the yellow. Make the cross a little bit darker. Yo, what's up? Nice to see you here, man. Welcome back, Hugo. Are you still trading, man? Are you still, or like taking a break? I'm trading both prop firms and personal account. But right now, because the risk is way too much and everything, I stepped away from live accounts, but I will resume trading live accounts in maybe a week or two. Depends on how the price action is going. Yo, Shady Fitness. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. So we're approaching the macro here. I want to see how it goes. What do you mean by XYZ axis? Can you be like more specific on that? I think I'm not getting the point there. By the way, we did have a nice MOC macro trade yesterday. So in here, I did share that in the VIP room, also with a breakdown. So where we had this kind of price action here towards this buy side liquidity. I'm actually looking for something similar to this today. I did a whole video about this here. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description for joining. Oh yeah, that's like a big rabbit hole. The thing about 3, 6, and 9. I'm not using it like in actual trading, but I'm aware of that and I tested a lot of things. I'm looking at this CB here as a PM first presentation. So this will be something I'm gonna see how price is going to behave in that, and when we come to the next macro or in between, how it's going to trade around that. I think Sissy is teaching a lot of basic things. I heard about it that he's also more into the 369 thing, but I didn't look into it. Thank you, man. I wouldn't say the goat, but yeah. Thank you. I mean, you are the one that is, I mean, with me for like 2 years, 2.5 years. And I think you are also the one with Jason and all the other people who see that I'm, I would say, pretty consistent. And I really appreciate the trust. Right now I'm waiting for a sign to get up into the buy side here, or a model, entry model. But as long as it trades around here, I'm not doing anything. I think the music was a little bit too loud. Yeah, it's JC from the group. I think he knows you from the Discord name, Young M. Okay, you see it jet into the buy side here, immediately comes back, probably into this PM first presentation, so I'm waiting. We still have the sell side down here and the opportunity to get down into this volume imbalance. So there's 15-second SIBI here, I'm watching that. But I'm more focused on going long into buy sides than continue going short. Yeah, so the ideal setup would be trade into the volume imbalance and then have a max theta shift towards the last hour and then trade into the buy side from the lunch hour. That is the initial idea. Five-minute busy. Yeah, this smaller one here. But so far it's not giving me the structure I want. There's also a 5-minute CB here where we just rejected from a buy side liquidity pool. But so far early in this PM session, we have very slow price action. I would like to see more volatility from the 250 macro into the last hour. Yeah, the open range gap is still open, but I'm not assuming that we trade there in the PM session. So the focus should be on near-term liquidity. See how it's just going through that 5-minute busy. So the structure is not what I wanted to see. Oh, you got in a long setup? I mean, based on this, we are in a seek and destroy early PM session here. So you see it takes out the low, takes out the high, comes back into the range. And on the 5-minute, this busy here already traded below that on these candles here. I'm referring more to time than price. CB with order block. You mean on the 1-minute here? This CB? Or on the 5-minute? So the ideal setup really would be trade into the sell side here as much as into the volume imbalance, and from there trade up into the buy sides. And we still have roughly 2 hours of price action here. This one would be considered internal buy side. Yeah, for now it's slow and the typical seek and destroy profile. And on the 1 minute here, it has no swing high here. This lag in between. So the timings I'm looking at are, this one now has the consolidation. The next macro would be 250 to 310. And from there we have the last hour macros basically. These are things like, I have a lot of trade breakdowns and reviews on these kind of timings inside the VIP room and how to trade them. Trend line. Are you using trend lines? I'm not. The interesting part is in ES, we have more like a consolidation here. It's in a smaller range compared to NQ. And if you look at YM, also stuck in a range, but not moving at all. So the three indices, they are not in sync. Okay, you're not using it. Good. I mean, you can use them as a trendline phantom. Yeah, exactly. So if you use this as a trendline phantom, there are sell side below that. And that matches with the sell side down here in NQ. What happened? Oh, okay. The background color code. This one here. Not sure why the music is cutting off sometimes. So it still remains slow in here. So we have to be patient. Yeah, usually want to see some kind of movement here right now, but it's very, very slow in here. And the sell side still is open here, so I started the live streams this Monday. Yeah, I mean, I feel old, so yeah, I posted years ago, so very early. Oh, really? Yeah, sometimes YouTube is fucking up the notifications, I think. But thank you for being here, man. So for the PM session still, I'm focusing more on the buy sides here. I'm 26. Yeah, I think the first post or like concepts I was sharing about was like 5-6 years ago, I think, when I was 20, 21. Oh, really? Thank you, man. We currently have a VIP room running for 2.5 years. very consistent. And a lot of content there as well. It's not CLS related, but it's more about like how to get the narrative right and the timings. No, I'm not thinking that because it's basically my job, my full-time job for 5 years now, 6 years. So, but if you mean like, I mean, it feels lonely, especially in the beginning. So I would say if you stick to it and can make a living out of it, it's not wasting your life, but it definitely feels weird, I would say. Because in trading, you don't have the, if you're working in a job or something, you have your co-workers and everything, and you don't have that in trading. Oh yeah, that's totally understandable. That's nice, heartbeat. For how long you trading? See how it trades once more into that buy side liquidity here and completely rips off towards this consolidation again. So this is how you identify the seek and destroy profile. It still has the sell side liquidity down here. It trades into a low, a high, another high, gets back into the range, takes out another high, again back into the range. Oh yeah, I think many people started in COVID. Nice, very nice. So now we have engineered buy side here. Still like the idea of trading into the sell side first, right? And take the macros to then trade into the opposing side. I'm from Germany, yeah. But I'm not living there anymore. Nice, nice. I like the Netherlands, to be honest. I know some people who are living in Netherlands and play poker for a living. Yeah, I moved out because of taxes and Germany's like going down. It's a downfall. So we are sitting in this consolidation for 1 hour now. And still be patient. In Cyprus, it really depends. Like you can have as low as 2% taxes. I mean, 27 is also fine if you compare it to Germany. But here, if you do it like smart enough, you can have as little as 2%. And in Germany, it's 45, 46. Also depends on what your situation is. Yeah. I mean, Netherlands and Germany, they're similar in terms of taxes, I think. It's nice here, but currently the weather is not how it should be, in my opinion. Yeah, I heard about the USA and Hong Kong as well. Okay, trades into the buy side here. So far, we did not have the model I would look for. And if it trades now back into the range again, that screams for wait for times like the last hour. I mean, I started trading in, what was it, 2015, or even 14. I started with retail and everything, but then switched to ICT in 2019. And 220, the end of 220, I was becoming profitable. Like 2020, around that. So it took me a lot of understanding for retail trading, and then switch to ICT and trade against the retail, and that made me basically almost instantly profitable. But if you're starting out with ICT first and you don't have the knowledge about retail, I think it takes a little bit longer because you don't know what to look for. And that takes a little bit more time, more experience. Yeah, it really depends on the person, I would say. But 2 to 5 years is normal, yeah. Yeah, if you want to become like a full-time trader, then your life depends on it. Only when you do like swing trading or things like that, then I would say you can do it as a side hustle. Yeah, same for me. I don't like to have these big stop losses. Yeah. I mean, like scalping needs a lot of hours invested in the charts. And day trading too. I still use this CLS stuff, but more in Forex. But I'm currently not trading Forex, so. But I will resume trading Forex more into March and April. I've seen from myself the best win rates I have and everything is in the second half of a year. So when I'm like June to December, I can go really, really crazy. And that is what I'm aiming for the Robbins Cup. And also last year, I did a lot of nice stuff in the second half of the year. January, like the first few weeks in the year are being more nimble, less scalping, and adjusting to what the market gives. And if you do it as a full-time job, you have to learn that. Because I would say many people are trying to force a lot of things in the early beginning of the year, and then they just run it down. Yeah, the summer months like August, they are pretty slow, but I find a lot of good setups like compared to what we have now in the January. It's still trading to low resisted liquidity runs like buy sides and sell sides. Yeah, exactly. Most people just quit after learning the retail stuff. That's true. And I can totally understand that. Because losing money is not fun. And then they just quit because they think, okay, that's the only way I even get profitable with that, or I just quit. And and then they just quit instead of putting more hours into it, but I can totally understand that. I mean, there are also retail traders who are profitable. They just understand risk management more, money management. And if they have a consistent 50% to 55, 60% win rate, that's all they need. Yeah, I do put stops break even. I have a lot of content on trade management and stop loss management inside the VIP room. I have almost 40 videos about trade breakdowns and how I manage the trades. So there's a lot of content inside. I just uploaded another one yesterday where we did trade the macros, so the last hour macro and MOC macro. And also there I talked about trade management and how to not lose the narrative once you have a losing trade or something. So I would say it's very complex, but if you put in a good amount of hours into that, then it becomes almost second nature. Yeah, I have a Discord, and inside the Discord, there's a VIP room. We have a lot of content in there. Yeah, go ahead, man. The links are in the description. No trades yet. I'm waiting now for the 250 macro. I didn't like the structure in here. Yeah, I have Twitter. I'm not posting every day, I should, but yeah, I'm still active. Yeah, I know, but I didn't like the idea of Deadpool as a profile picture anymore. It seemed a little bit, I don't know, not trustworthy or a little bit scammy. So today is similar to yesterday, patiently waiting for the last hour. $864. Yeah, around here. But I'm more focused on the buy side. Now, if we, for example, trade into the timings in here, the narrative becomes different to what we had down here in that macro. because we are now trading towards the buy side liquidities here. And that was where my focus was initially from the 1:30 p.m. opening. So this would be my final target for the PM session, this buy side from the lunch hour. Oh, no, you're not bad. Like, there's a few things to narrative that are a little bit more complex. But I cover a lot inside the VIP room. If it wants to retrace even higher, we have another buy side liquidity pool here, just above the first presentation. Yeah, I would like to see another like sweep into sell side liquidity. Yeah, this one here, that looks pretty nice. If you took this, that's awesome. And on the 15, let's see. I was looking on the 1 minute only. Okay, just traded into the internal buy side. So this buy side here from the lunch hour is still high probability. So we are now in the 250 to 310 macro. We already had a nice run in between those macros. I'm still watching for the buy setup here. My best setups include a run on sell side, so the opposing side. These gray levels are old sell-side liquidity pools. This one here. And this one from, I think, the lunch hour. Yeah, we had a equal low in here. So when I have a liquidity pool that is taken, I usually have a template that says sell-side used, and that makes it gray. So similar to this one here right now. Okay, setting up more engineered buy side here just below the buy side liquidity. That is nice. Okay, the short-term buy side is taken already. We might trade into the buy side before we even get into the last hour macro and MOC macro. The initial idea was the buy side up here and the buy side up here for the PM session. It did not give me the best entries to trade into the sell side first and then trade into the buy sides. And if you're not able to miss this kind of move, then you have to work on your patience. So the initial idea was correct, trading into the buy sides, opposing side. I was more interested in trading lower first and then take the buy sides within the macros here, the last macros. But it still remains open, so we still have a chance to get there. And usually I like to see equal lows here on the 15 then. See if we have something on the 5-minute here as a discount array. We have this old accumulation here. Within the busy. No, no trade yet. I was looking for a scenario where it trades into the sell side first. I'm still looking for a framework to get up into the buy side up here. Yeah, same. Would love to see a run into the sell side, mark switcher shift, and then take out the buy side. About the 15-minute. This one down here, the inversion, it's quite low in terms of like where we are in the range. So I would not wait for it to trade into the 50-minute inversion. Yeah. It's enough to have equal lows on that smaller time frame to go from there into the buy side. Are you in shorts? Really? This last one is the MO3 macro, so the market on close. Okay, but where's your stop loss if you trade this as a short setup? Is it just above this 1 minute candle here? I would rather frame a long setup into the buy side as an initial draw we had at 1:30 p.m. Okay. I mean, if that's your stop loss, where would your 2P be? It might be quite low, right? Okay, I see. This CB here on the 5 seconds would have been a really nice short idea into this sell side liquidity. I did not get there, also with the inversion here. And we have the equal highs in here, trades into that. So I'm still framing a long setup here. $9.8 down here, yeah. Okay. Nice one. I was looking at the 5 minute here. So taking out the buy side here and ideally have this CB as a institutional order flow entry drill to then get lower into the sell side. I like how it trades lower now with the buy side intact. Yeah, I mean, I trained the patients a lot to get into my high probability setups. Like yesterday, I had also the trades inside the last hour macro, and I was waiting for it the whole PM session. Yeah, I'm still looking at the buy setup here. I want to see something that gives me the sign to trade up there. I'm just gonna create the CB here. So once we trade above it, we can use these levels as discount. So right now we're trading inside the last hour macro. So my best setup is basically the 2022 model from ICT, where it clearly takes out the sales liquidity, has the market structure shift, and then the busy I want. Yeah, I'm still trusting the buy setup here, that it wants to ride that. I think the buy side here is too obvious. But on the 5 seconds here, we had a breaker with a fair value gap. MRTZ, are you still in the trade? SMT with ES, let's see. Oh, ES has the buy side up here as well. I like that. Okay, let's focus here. On the 1 minute, there's no busy for now. Okay, yeah. Sadly, it did not give the ideal entry where we have this, and then one higher from a busy. And there's no 1 minute busy here. You just took a buy. I mean, based on the 1 minute inversion fair value gap, yeah, but compared to the target and where your stop loss has to be is not a great risk to reward, in my opinion. And there's no busy here on the 1 minute. So a continuation pattern might be the thing here. Yeah, it already took the sell side here, so I might give this busy a shot. Let's see how it's behaving inside the upper half. Okay, it's completely disrespected it so far. I'm waiting for my best setup. I have rules around my entry models. And from my experience, when I'm patiently waiting, I definitely get the highest probability setups. And the VIP room, they know that. So yesterday, the same thing. I patiently waited. And I'm not in a hurry, to be honest. Well, that's a little bit complex, I would say. I cover a lot inside the market reviews and trade breakdowns inside the VIP room. Oops. So you can see by this candle here, it did trade into the PC without rejection. So I'm still patiently waiting here. If this macro would have traded into the buy side, it would already have shown different things. It's not showing that. So I would base my setup on the MOC macro. And I have this busy here from the 50-minute inside deep discount. basically reading the candles. I still believe we are trading into the buy side inside the MOT macro. So I did reach into the busy. If it now gives me the setup I want, I execute on that. And if it fails, I'm going to have the same idea, same narrative once we trade into the sell side. So let's see. Focus. Let's see on the 1 minute real quick. Yeah, it can still trade into the sell side here. And now going to the 5 seconds here. This busy here might be a good shot. For 15 handles for 50. Okay. A little bit lower, come on. I want the 5 seconds busy here with the breaker. Bye, bye, bye. Okay, I missed the... I'm going in here with a very bad fill. Still there's room to go down here. So let's see. So the fill is bad, but the narrative and logic is what I want. So stop loss can be down here, because I don't want to see a huge retracement into this busy here. Once it takes out the buy side, I'm going break even, or at least below the swing low. And if this setup fails and goes to the sell side, I'm waiting for the MOC. But this is basically what I wanted to see somewhere here. So the model is correct. Watching the gradients. There will be a lot of volatility at 350. Yes. So if this busy fails, I'm watching the sell side. Yeah, being patient is very important. Even though it shows you the setup and you trade on it and it stops you out, you still have the patience to wait for more narrative. Okay, that one stopped. It was a fairly tight stop loss here, but I didn't want to see a bit retracement back to the low of that. So we're waiting. Well, that's unfortunate here, if it goes to the buy side now. Yeah. Classic bamboozle, yeah, for sure, man. Ideally, I would have to see a rejection from the upper half. But the buy side up here is still what I'm looking for. Yeah. Let's see. That's unfortunate. So this was basically the setup here. Yeah, do the take, man. Yeah, this busy continuation busy. I mean, stop loss would be 12.5 handles. The narrative is still correct. Yeah, you are right. One minute. So it's making triple highs in here with the buy side up here. What do you mean with that, young M? Okay, triple highs resting here. I mean, you could trade every single thing right now, right? But that's kind of over trading. Yeah, I also think it goes higher than this buy side here. Okay, triple highs are reached. Usually this would have been the break-even point here for that trade. Unfortunate, right? that would have been 25. But it's still hesitating around and waits for the MOC macro, I think. Oh, you mean the with the measurement tool? Yeah, I mean I could do it, but I like to click. So 350 is something that has a lot of volatility. Now we still have the 4 p.m. earnings for today. You say shift. Oh, okay. Good to know. So for the ones who are new here, the buy side is what we are targeting. Sometimes you have to live with that. Usually the last hour macro and MOC macro are a lot cleaner. So it has a 3-dress pattern here just above the buy side. So deeper discounts are permissible. And if it gives the same setup just below the sell side inside the MOC, I'm going to take that. Like I said, you could have taken this as another entry or something. But it really does not show the sign of volatility to get up there yet. So the ability to not over trading is very important. It's a really tough last hour macro and MOC macro. It also has a lot of like jagged highs in between right now. That's a nice run. But it really looks like the MOC macro really wants to draw up here. It's a 1 minute inversion. But you see, just by looking at the structure, it's very poor structure. Let's see if 350 can do something here. You see volatility is coming in. As I said. Maybe due to the earnings, it wants to go to the buy side right after 4 p.m. So by being aware of that and seeing this poor structure, gives you the ability to just sit still. If one of your models got stopped, and you could argue that the stop loss might be too tight, below this candle might be the right thing, but it would take me out at break even anyways. It's really, really poor in here. I'm gonna wait for 5 minutes after 4 p.m. And if it's not going to do anything, I'm losing my interest. So the 1 minute buy side. Really poor last hour macro. The last chance here would be trade into the sell side and give the same setup as this one here. Otherwise we stay patient and that's how it goes. Okay, we just tapped into the sell side. We are simply waiting for the high probability setup. And if you struggle with over trading in these kind of conditions, you have to read the candles, the individual candles more. Like, what is it doing? Is it respecting this kind of raise, like the upper half or something? And if it's not doing so, for example, in here, it did not reject from the upper half. So this continuation is something you can argue that this is not high probability. So we're just looking at how is price going to react on those discount arrays, if it's even reacting on those, and how it's going to react on those. And if it trades lower here, there's no interest anymore into trading up into the buy side. So the best win you have is sticking to your rules and the narrative. Gonna wait 10 more minutes. it's completely invalidating right now, the idea of trading up into there. Yeah, the week is pretty much tough for many people. I mean, we are still trading inside the daily big range. So there are a lot of better conditions like this. But if you want to be a professional, you have to be nimble in these kind of conditions. And do less over trading. This would be a really risky trade to like gamble on the 4 p.m. earnings, but I'm not taking it. So I'm waiting for the 4 p.m. and if it shows order flow to the buy side, towards the buy side, then there would be something to consider trading. So far it's not showing it, so gonna wait 5 more minutes. Yeah, only trade NQ. I mean, when it comes to the indices, I don't trade ES or YM. Let's see if ES did trade into the buy side. Yeah, this one's already taken on ES. This is not the best price action in the last hour macros. Yesterday it was really, really clean. And if you want to study that, I do have a market review and trade breakdown on that inside the VIP room. That's a nice candle here. So post 4 p.m. after the earnings, this is what you get, right? So if you gamble on this, it's a gamble. It's really, really, really high volatility. So it's not showing that it wants to take out the buy sides here. So this it completely invalidates it. And if you understand the risk of the 4 p.m. earnings, better sit still and continue the next day. Yeah, volatility is going crazy after 4 p.m. Especially with the earnings from the big companies. So yeah, the only good trade setup we had was this BC here. Unfortunately, got stop loss here at the tick, to the tick. Took out the buy side here. That would have taken me to break even. And other than that, there's nothing to do. So that's it. I hope you liked it anyways. Like looking for specific candles, looking for specific setups, and looking for what the single candles are doing. And you can see this completely invalidates the idea of trading up into the buy side. It really hesitated up here. So yeah, not much to do. Continue tomorrow. And I hope you learned something. And I will still study the buy side here for maybe overnight or London open session. Thank you, man. Yeah, you got the break even, that's fine. Thank you guys for being here. I wish you a great night and see ya.